What's up, everybody? How you doing today? Listen here. Just because I started this live stream doesn't mean you can be getting all hyped up. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Stop it. Stop doing that on purpose, huh? Hmm? Hmm? He says, look, lady, this full moon's coming whether you like it or not. He says, so I'm going to be hyped up. They've kind of been stuck indoors today because we're like under a heat advisory. Um, and of course, on the day of a heat advisory, I actually had to go out and get them more dog food because they were all out of their dry food. And it was so hot, I didn't even let him come with me. I made him stay home. So, I had to finagle that in order to even get out of the house because he will just follow me. It's like not a question with him. You know what I mean? He's like, "You're going, I'm going." Like, and I distracted him today with ice cream. So, what can I say? Bribery works in certain circumstances. But oh my god, the heat, right? Like, yeah, stay hydrated. Take breaks if you can, if you are somebody who is working outside in this mess. So, hopefully, the rest of the week will be a little bit better. I have some outside projects that I was hoping to get done by the end of this month. So, inside this little pomegranate looking thing here, isn't that what this is? Anyway, this says, it's a fig. Almost looks like a pomegranate from the seeds, doesn't it? Interesting. In a relationship called obligate mutualism. Fig plants depend on certain tiny wasps to pollinate their flowers, which are inside the fig, while these wasps depend on the figs as a place to mate and lay eggs and as a food source for their young. So, yeah, even wasps have a purpose, right? When next time you're outside and you see a wasp and you're like, kill it, right? Even wasps have a purpose. Same as ants have a purpose. If you don't like ants around your house, you might have some peonies. So, yeah. Because you could be like, what is attracting these ants? Well, if you have peonies, it's the same thing here, this obligate mutualism. The peonies need the ants in order to open the blooms. Which, as if you are familiar with peonies, they bloom fairly early. They're like right after the tulips. Okay. Now, Justice, Libra, the number 8. Somebody could be getting justice in a situation. 2 of Cups, wow. Somebody could see you as their unique little unicorn here. When they're like, I've been looking for the one. Is it okay? So I was hating on the How I Met Your Mother guy, Ted, the other day, but isn't that his ultimate thing? He's like, he's just obsessed with meeting the one, right? But like as one of my college roommates said, sometimes you just got to pick one and go with it. You know what I mean? Like, there are no guarantees in life. And, just because they look good doesn't mean they're going to act right. I think a few of us have understood that. Okay, so, if it keeps going in the good direction, then you're doing good, right? So that might be your justice here. Yeah, 2 of Swords. And this could be a thing where you thought you had to pick from like some not great options again. As I was talking about the other day, how people will try and force you into making a decision, making a poor decision, when it's like, I don't have to stay in this house. I can go and live in my own house. right? Like, hello, you know, it's the same thing as like some people, they work outside the home because they don't like being at home. Especially when I worked in my corporate gig, and you could tell there were some people. They were not keen on this working from home business because they didn't want to be there with their kids running around and their wives there nagging them 24/7 for one, right? And then they stayed longer at the office because they knew as soon as they walked in that door home to get home, it was honey do this, honey do that, right? Well, it's easier for them to be sitting at work and to say, oh, well, I was at work working, I just couldn't get away. Okay. King of Wands, Anubis. Okay, so some very strong masculine energy coming through. Again, Leos. It's gonna be your birthday. It's gonna be your birthday, Leos. Leos, is this your reading? Ooh, look at that. Emperor card, Sphinx. Aries as well. Again, what did I say a couple readings ago? If Leos, if you want somebody to plan your birthday, invite the Aries, okay? Aries and Capricorn, they'll get it done for you, okay? You'll have the best party planning team in the world, and then Virgo can come around and like, okay, it's good enough for Virgo, and then, and that's what it'll be too. It'll be one of them things where Virgo walks in the door, they just kind of look around, and then they just nod their head like, like, yeah, this will be acceptable. Yeah, okay, we know. Yes, Virgo. I'm glad it's acceptable for you, right? You know what I mean? Four of Pentacles. So, yeah, collective, it's like you're reaching beyond what's just safe. Look at that, bottom of the deck, Leo. It's your card, strength card. Yeah, Leos are so gregarious. They're so outgoing. Oh my gosh, they act like they don't have a care in the world. Well, maybe that's because you've been through some stuff and you don't sweat the small stuff anymore. Or the mistakes happen and you don't go on and beat yourself up over it for the next 6 months or however long, right? Um, you know what I mean? Like you're able to move forward. Whereas other folks collective, they just might not want to. And they might want you to be staying in that Four of Pentacles where you're like, no, that's where you're going to look at that Two of Swords and be like, you know what? That's not exactly an attractive option for me. So, I don't really know what you were thinking, but what's that song? Midnight at the Oasis. I got Martha Stewart on again in the background. She's making, it's like over 10 ways to make breakfast, according to Martha here. So, if you're ever feeling behind in your cooking skills, just watch watch a Martha episode. You'll probably learn something, right? Okay. Seven of Cups. So I feel collective like somebody actually wanted you confused about this justice. Like, yeah. Nine of Wands. Yeah, and maybe that's because they were used to seeing you like that and being like, oh, well, that's just who they are, right? Like, oh, they're just going to be stuck that way. like surviving, but never quite succeeding. You know what I mean? Never like having that spotlight. But hey, you lived, like, be grateful, right? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Where you're just like, well, I'm surviving all this stuff, but is there a payoff somewhere here? Because like this is getting tiring. Right? I kind of said that to somebody once when somebody was going through their laundry list of ailments and stuff, and I said, yeah, but when does it end? You know what I mean? Like, when does somebody come around and say, yeah, that's enough of that happening? That sounds terrible. It's like we can all talk about our badges of honor, but, you know what I mean? Maybe you want to talk about something that's fun and carefree, too. Moon card, Pisces, energy. We have that full moon coming up. All right. So, um, again, if somebody presents you an unattractive option, you might just do something completely different. All right. Speaking of being around water, I just saw a video of people walking like right into the hot springs area that's roped off and has warning signs like at Yellowstone, I believe it was. And I was like, "Oh my god." And they were just walking as I don't even know if they had like protective shoe wear, right? Like, one of them almost looked like they had sandals on and I'm just like, "Wow, they're just like walking around there like they don't have a care in the world." And I was like, "Good luck." You know what I mean? And it's like, science is not an illusion. Just like that heat wave out there was real, and I got a snack while I was out too. I told the kid I was like, stay hydrated, because that's today. That's today. And part of the reason I went there because I thought, oh well, surely they won't have anybody standing outside today. But sure enough, they did. I thought, oh my god. I mean, they're under like a canopy and stuff, but it's like, I bet that's hot out there and you got them long pants on and everything, but anyway, Two of Wands. I mean, that's service industry though, right? A lot of times when you have to wear long pants, protective footwear because, you have, somebody wants to know if they're with child, okay. Message held for review. Okay, yes, please do follow the guidelines. Okay. So, Two of Wands with this King of Wands here collective. This is a King of Wands that's kind of like a false king. And hanging out of the best friend's ride. You know what I'm saying? Trying to holler. Okay. And it's like, you're not being picky, you're just saying, hey. Just because you do that, don't mean I gotta jump because you said how high. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a stimulus response like that. If that's what you need in life, go get a dog, right? When I was out picking up my dog's food, they had some little cute kitty cats in there in a little enclosure that I was petting while the lady in front of me was checking out, and they seemed to be enjoying themselves. But I was like, I don't need to be bringing no cat home right now. I already got 2 dogs. Plus, I don't know how they would take. I mean, my older dog, she likes kitty cats, but the other dog, he's so big and playful, you know what I mean? That it's like, they'd probably have too much fun together. That's the problem. Look at that, Empress. Ooh, who's having too much fun together? Emperor and Empress? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so again, what I said about not running, not jumping because somebody else said how high, because you don't have to. You can sit and relax. You can, maybe today's your day off. You know what I mean? Some people, especially if they're starting their own business or something, they might go years without taking a vacation. They might go years without taking a day off. But when they get to a certain level, right? And then they can start delegating, then they can start doing, those things. Then it's like, yeah. And you're going to sit there and enjoy it, ain't you? Right? Okay. So again, Aries energy. So if you have Aries anywhere in your chart with this full moon, pay attention to that because Aries is a very strong, right? Strong-willed energy as well. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, having it all basically. And she's got her garden here. So whatever you're doing, collective. So this Four of Pentacles, like I said before, this, yeah, Three of Pentacles, you're being looked at as somebody who can make possibilities happen, right? Because you were over here at Four of Pentacles, but you weren't just satisfied with that, and now all of a sudden, look where you're at, right? Well, no wonder. No wonder they're howling at you, saying, hey, come here, come here, come here. Okay? Yeah, exactly. So, for some of you, again, collective, you're not confused. This is just, how the justice is being handled. And, some people might not like that, I guess. Oh well. Oh well. Um and those will be the people that get revealed here by, instead of presenting you a real option that makes sense, right? They'll be coming at you with two BS options, right? And it always involves some story about how so and so has this going on and so has that going on, and you're just waiting for them to get to the point that that actually involves you. How? Right? And then you're thinking, we could have already been there and done that and been back by now after you're yapping, right? Ooh, ooh, right? Because here, that's what they are. They're afraid to make a commitment because that's why they ghost people, because they're always trying to find the next thing. Oh my God, my ex's Facebook, he was like collecting women, you know? I started like kind of looking to see who he had on his page and stuff, and it's like and I mean, these were not just average looking women. They were all very attractive, had makeup done, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, and it's like, okay. So I'm guessing one of these is going to be the next one that gets hit up. You know what I mean? I saw that writing on the wall, and at one time he had been like, "Oh well," because we were in a musical group together, and he's like, "Well, I'm just doing it for exposure for the band and stuff, right? You know what I mean? So he could, invite more cool people to like our music and stuff, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. The problem is he's on the homosexual layaway plan. That's the only problem with that theory. Okay. Right. And, I mean, it was no short time before he was living with somebody else after he was removed by the law at my house. Which is so funny because, I sent that request in for my FOIA, and, the county says it was completed, but, it's an empty request. So I'm going to have to take a screenshot of that. And I don't know, maybe I'll have to submit it to the state. I don't know, because it's like, that seems pretty funny. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you go around and talk to my neighbors, they'll remember the cops being here like, at least like once or twice. So, the fact that the county didn't process anything for me. That is really funny. I mean, you can even go up and look up, like, if you happen to know his name, you can even go up and look that up and you see my address because that's where, his known address was. So it's like, okay. Anyway, I wonder if somebody over there at the county just don't know what they're doing. I hate to, criticize a government employee and all, but you know how that goes. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, who's singing the blues now? So yeah, collective, Three of Pentacles. People that see that you're strong that would want to work with you. Okay, so you might be getting some of that. Whether or not you do is another story, okay? Because you might be like, I've already tried that. Maybe I need to just continue on the myself, away from, people that want to harp on me, away from people that want to, you know what I mean? Like, people, because sometimes, right? I don't know if you've ever been in college or in high school and you had to have a group project. How did it go for you? Okay, that prepares you for life, right? Because just because the group decides something doesn't necessarily mean it was the best decision. And sometimes it's not the best decision for you, right? But now that you're getting your justice, you do get the best decision for you and only you, right? As it should have kind of been, right? But somehow, right? And this is part of it, collective, there was a missing puzzle piece, right? And this could have been purposefully hidden from you. There's all sorts of reasons. But now you have all the puzzle pieces and you're like, oh, okay. And it's like, wow, that guy was, or that gal, or that whoever was so full of poop and such a liar. And it's like either everybody else already knew that, right? And they're in on it, or they're just that stupid. Because once you found that puzzle piece, it was very clear very easily, right? So then you're like, are these other folks just slow? Right? What's that Sabrina Carpenter song when she's like, stupid, slow? Obviously, whatever boyfriend she's singing about isn't the best quality one, so she's out there singing the blues, right? And it's almost like somebody wanted you to be doing that and think it was cute and funny. But you're like, my life is not a game, MF, right? Just like Samuel L. Jackson says, you go into that bag and you pull out the wallet that says bad MF on it. They're like, how will I know which one? Didn't I just say it says bad MF on it? Still confused? You still confused? That is one tasty burger. Okay. What else we got time for over here? Lord have mercy. So, Leo's, your season's coming through, y'all. Your season's coming through. And, you might be working on something and you might not be sure if you have the bandwidth. But, Leo, if I know you, you're going to find a way, okay? Very much like the Aries, very much like the Capricorn. And that's not to say that you're, overextending yourself, but, instead of running around here thinking you have to do either of these things, right, with this Two of Swords, you're like, or I can just slam the door on that, move on, and be into this, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm getting that Madonna, just like a prayer. Somebody could need to revisit that, or a daily practice of prayer, right? Some people get so caught up, oh, well, I didn't see so-and-so at church on Sunday, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Some people work on the weekends. Some people, that's their only day to go grocery shopping. Maybe they don't want to sit there gossiping and have coffee with you. That's why I like some of these other churches. You can go any day of the week. Because they realize people got other stuff going on. Right? That's part of being an adult too, right? Collective, realizing the world doesn't revolve around you. Huh? Yeah, yeah. That's part of the justice too, especially if you've been carrying that load where someone's like juggling all these balls and they just instead of them showing you how to juggle, they're just throwing the balls at you, right? And then expecting you to do it's like that Lucy episode, right? When the candy machine line speeds up and then she's like, "What am I going to do with all this stuff?" And they thought it was but that was your life and they thought that was funny. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Yeah. You're being shown that, yeah, whatever they thought was funny, yeah. They're realizing they shouldn't have laughed at that. Remember that Adam Sandler? They're all gonna laugh at you. Guess what? Some people, that's making the big time when they all laugh at you. So you might be already in the winning zone. And you don't even know it yet, collective. Bring love into the situation. All right, that's this 2 cups. Somebody's finding you simply irresistible. She's so fine, there's no telling where the money went. Ba-na-na-na-na. Okay. Used to look good to me, but now I find out nothing is yet set in stone. Simply irresistible. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be revealed with the moon that you can leave this shadow behind of thinking you had to make a choice from bad to worse and realizing you don't have to do that. So, if somebody was like, "Oh, but I got you in the contract. Oh, but you said verbally. Oh, but because we're related, la la la." No. Well, every year we go, no. Every year you, maybe not every year me. They're like, that's y'all's business. That don't have nothing to do with me. Again, sometimes you're sitting there like, unless somebody's talking about the weather. Same as, when you're watching the news, sometimes it's like, okay, what does this have to do with, us in this local area that they're reporting on right now? Was one have to do with the other? It's time to release negativity. Okay. So, collective, you might be encouraged to have more fun. All right, with this 2 of Wands and King of Wands situation here. So, and she's holding this little phone in her hand. I'm getting kind of like somebody could be doing like online dating or things like this. And it's like she's ready to go, right? But it could also just be like putting yourself out there in the public, in that kind of social sphere, okay? Or letting it be known that you might be single or something of that nature, okay? Obviously, that message is not for everybody because not everybody who's watching is single. Win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, and Libra with the Emperor and Empress, which, yeah, so you're reaching the levels, collective, where you're like, if something comes up here, or if something comes up here and it creates an imbalance, it doesn't just like completely ruin the scale. Like it's like a little bobble and then it evens out because you're there to fit. You're there to know what to do. All right. You're very close to achieving your goals. So, as this full moon approaches, you might be releasing some negativity around, oh my gosh, am I going to meet my deadline? Oh my gosh, I'm still at this 9 of Pentacles, whatever, right? And you might find out that you have new opportunities coming in that are going to get you even further along with your goals. Okay? Yeah, don't let your past hold you back. So, again, collective, if you've been in a certain kind of wheelhouse for a while, that's why you're getting this over here, step out of your comfort zone. Okay? So, you don't have to say, um, and say, take this for an example, the person sitting there drawing, okay? Maybe your medium is, charcoal or pen and ink or something like that. And maybe now you're going to make the transition to, painting, paints. All right. Um, don't let a lack of experience stop you from, expressing what you already have inside of you. Okay, so that's part here of this. Like, don't let your past hold you back. I mean, I know people that were, 50 years old and signed up and took drum lessons. You know what I mean? It's like, it's never too late to learn. And people that tell you that it is are boring people. And obviously have nothing going on with themselves and need to get on YouTube and find themselves a goddamn hobby once and for all. So let me tell you, all the other grown folks out here are sick of their BS. I have a feeling, collective, this full moon, it's like people are not going to be mincing words. Like, I know the person at Walgreens that checked me out today was trying to be nice and helpful and everything, but when I have 2 boxes of tampons on the counter and nothing else, I don't really want to talk about how my day is going. I don't want to make small talk with this man about my tampons. But he insisted. I said something. I was like, well, I didn't really want to have to come out today, but nature calls. It's like, anyway. I guess it was nice that they had 2 cashiers open at this particular location. You know how some places are these days. It's lucky if they even have one person behind the register, and these are publicly traded companies too. And it's like, really? You only got like 1 cashier working in here? That's odd. That's odd. You know what I mean? Because I can go, to this drugstore place over here. And that's why some people go to these other places, because it's like they know the grocery store is just going to be a big old mess. Even though they got everything under the sun plus some, right? What else we got here? Collective. I don't know. I guess I'm feeling froggy. Let's go ahead and get some cosmic insights. I think we'll be good here. Then we'll call it quits on this reading, okay? And as always, if it's not your message today, don't sweat it, right? There's hundreds of other videos, not only on my channel, but on numerous creators' channels across YouTube. So, and considering this is free, think about that. Think about that before you hop on and criticize everything you see, right? And realize nobody is paying you to be here. Or are they? And if so, where's my cut, right? Next question. Fire signs, look at you. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Boom. Boom. How many times? How many times? Oh, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Is it? Or is that the universe trying to tell you something? Oh, right. Origin story just began for somebody. Retrograde, electronic issues, communication issues, review everything. Yeah, because it was that last time when someone's like, oh, but yeah, I said that you have to do this yet before you can complete the contract. Yeah, and then what happened? Right? Maybe you got injured. Maybe something. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, Mercury retrograde is supposed to be, I think, ending, if not today, like within the next few days. I knew it was around the time of the full moon, which is on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. So, yeah, yeah. Date night. Be ready to be wined and dined. So, collective, if for some of you, you don't feel like something's going anywhere, nothing is yet set in stone with that situation in particular. Okay? This might be one of these things where someone finally recognizes like you're their special little weirdo type thing, and they're like, "Yeah, I've been choosing from what?" You know what I mean? Like, and it hasn't worked. So, right? Instead of choosing that same old again. So again, that's the, release that negativity, because that's what keeps you in those patterns, right? Someone else. Someone is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. Okay. So, hey, there's always going to be somebody jumping out of the woodwork saying, oh, but don't pick them, pick me. I'm the real la 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 la. Right? Remember when Julia Roberts did that in My Best Friend's Wedding? Right? But she didn't love Michael like Kimmy loved Michael. It was different. Wasn't it? Yeah, and she knew it was different. And she became jealous in that movie, didn't she? So she was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna show him that I'm better than her. I'm gonna show him that I'm la 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 la," right? But we all know what happened in that movie. Health issues could arise. So this person could be doing this because of their health as well. You know what I mean? Like, how do I put this? Kind of like those dudes that move overseas and get themselves a young foreign girlfriend. It's like, yeah, that's not going to stop time. It is going to drain your bank account, but it ain't stopping time. I can tell you that much. Right? Commitment. Things are getting serious. All right, where's the kips there? You could say it's getting serious. Okay, so yes, close to achieving your goal. 9 of Pentacles. Hello. Okay, so don't give up if this is you, right? Okay. Someone has their eye on you. You are doing your research. Okay, so, collective again, what I was talking about, like the puzzle piece earlier, it's like you're not letting those puzzle pieces go this time. You're not just taking their word for it. You're not even taking your best friend of 5 years' word for it. Because what if they lied to them too? Right? You're using discernment at a different level. Okay. And that's part of why you have this strength here. And it's like, oh, you thought you could do that in the face of a lion? Well, what do you think was going to happen? Do you think the lion might roar at you? And then whose fault is it that you pooped your pants? So, collective, there could have been issues in the past, right? With this success. That's why you have this Nine of Wands here. Okay. But don't get trapped in that cycle of, oh, almost, right? Instead of that, focus on all the things that were successful, right? You know, maybe your sports team wasn't the most winning sports team, but you know what? But you got your degree. But you graduated, right? Like guess what? Those championships are over and done. You know what I mean? Some of those contenders might not even be walking too good any right now. How are you doing? You know, my parents are older now, but even in their like, I don't know, late 50s, 60s, they, you know, sometimes would comment and say, well, I might not be feeling the best, but hey, at least I'm walking because there's people my age that can't. And that's a true story, right? I think we can all easily see that, you know, by doing as simple as going to the grocery store where anyone can see an apple or an orange on display. Anyway, you know, it's like sometimes you gotta, you know, you, you gotta go through those tests, right? It's like, oh, well, yeah, I could Instacart everything, or I could just go to the grocery store, right? I'm not saying one is one versus the other collective that, um, you know, knowledge isn't free, okay? And you possessing that knowledge, right, is part of what gets you into this victory seat right here. Okay, where other people are just like still dumbfounded. Okay? But you don't have to be. You know, that's a them problem, not a problem. So, you know, same as there's probably people that are like, oh, in order to do that, you got to be on this and this and this. Well, have you tried it the other way? Right? Everybody can't wait to try the latest diet, but have they ever tried eating right and exercising? No! Do you know what I'm saying? The same shit the fucking doctor tells you every goddamn time you go, but nobody wants to listen. Come on now. Oh no, it must be some easy, quick fix that's sold in a pill. Like, listen to yourselves. It's like at this rate, you're going to be signing up for Columbia House. Good grief. Come on now. The problem is, these days, people can do it. Back then, you were discouraged against it. People would actually discourage you. So you would be encouraged to think, well, why not, right? Whereas these days, it's like they're practically shoving you to do it just so then they can laugh at you and film you for doing it, right? Again, the puzzle pieces collective, right? Well, if I knew, then I wouldn't. Okay, now you learned your lesson, right? Okay. Some people don't care if you learn a lesson or not. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there as far as message wise. But, you know, those with ill will towards folks, right? You know, I feel like purgatory is about the best they can hope for some days. You know what I mean? Because it's like all you had to do was, right? You know, but instead, it's like we're going on this wild goose chase, and why? So again, collective, back to this Two of Wands being in that kind of energy where you're like, yeah, so, and now I'm sitting. You know, that's kind of the approach that you're taking, and that's part of why people see that you're also serious, right? Because you're not running around after this person and that person and whatever. And it's like, I'm sorry if you were ever under that impression, you know? But again, collective, some people, they don't care. What do they say? Believe none of what you read and half of what you see or something? Or, you know, it's like something, you know. If you think about it, it's like, well, that's not a whole lot to go on. But how many times have we seen over and over again where people are wrong? They seem to, you know, that Keith, whatever guy, they seem to have the perfect life. They seem to be the happy married couple at the end of the lane. Right? Seemed to be. Seemed to be. And then one day, it all changed. You know, and it's like, what? No, not another one, but yet here we are. So, if it ain't shucking and jiving, maybe you shouldn't be driving it. You know, I'm not against these automated driving vehicles, but to use it as an excuse for not paying attention and for speeding excessively and all these other situations, that's a no, right? Same as some of these people, oh, well, they were on this medicine, or they were all messed up on drugs, and that's why they did it. Maybe they wanted to do it anyway. You know, there's a reason why they repealed that prohibition, right? Because there's a lot of people that go out and have a drink and don't turn into buttheads at the end of the day. They don't yell at anybody. Especially don't yell at their wives. They don't yell at their girlfriends. They don't yell at their boyfriends. They don't yell at their dogs. It's like, how come all those people are able to get through the day, right? But Mr. Hot Under the Collar just can't figure it out. Yet again, even though everyone's always coddling them. Oh, oh, oh. Like, what kind of baby grade school are you in, dude? It's like, this isn't even kindergarten yet. This is like before kindergarten. The way some of these folks be acting. Because they're takers. So they want to take Easy Street. They don't want to pave it. Empress and Emperor mentality knows what it takes to hit them bricks. All right. Oh, I pray tomorrow it is a little bit more pleasant outside. My gosh. Anyway. All right. Hope y'all are having a good one. Please do like the video. Remember, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video, but it does help the channel. Okay. And helps that content get to you. Look at that, Martha. She just cut the top off of this little, well, it's not necessarily a poached egg, but it was in the shell, right? It's like a soft-boiled egg, I guess, here. Look at that. Looks divine. She has these little mini toasts. Perfectly cooked 4-minute egg, she calls it. Okay. All right. 13 minutes here. She's got the hard-boiled ones. There we go. There we go. And, of course, they're from her chickens. You know how Martha is. So. All right. Until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye-bye.